Our matchup is set. It's Georgia taking on Kentucky here in Lexington. And for the next 3+ hours, they're going to fight like cats and dogs.
Go, 3, 1, 2, 3, go.
Breaking tackle, foot race, touchdown! McConkey! The dogs sniffed it out. Get out the savage pass.
Cats on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Levis throws to the far side. It's caught. Guys, touchdown, Kentucky!
And with that, we bring you to the Bluegrass with blue skies and chilly temperatures at Kroger Field in Lexington, Kentucky. The Home Depot SEC on CBS. Our matchup this afternoon. The #1 team in the country, the Georgia Bulldogs, taking on the Wildcats of Kentucky on their home field. And we welcome you, everybody. I'm Brad Nessler with Gary Danielson, Jenny Dell down on the field. Gene Steratore, our rules official, right over to Gary's left. Coming in, Georgia, a perfect 10. They want to keep it that way. Kentucky's had a disappointing season. Both teams still with a lot to play for.
Yeah, I think the word, Ness, is opportunity. Georgia has an opportunity to repeat. They want to finish it, don't want any blemishes. And for Kentucky, so many promises about this season, hasn't turned out, but now they can finish it off, the opportunity to knock somebody off.
We talked a lot about Stetson Bennett over his 2+ years as a Georgia quarterback, and we'll spend the next 3 hours plus talking about him. But defensively, they're almost as good as last year, statistically anyway. But a couple weeks ago, they got a lot better when Jalen Carter got healthy.
One of the best players in college football. You'll see him when he plays in the National Football League. And as he has entered this Georgia defense, he's been the pivot point. They don't block him, nothing happens. When they do block him, the other 10 guys make plays. The Georgia defense has become legit with number 88 on the field, but he's not the only guy that Stetson Bennett can lead on. He's got Ladd McConkey, one of those not 5-star guys that can be one of the players that Georgia has been counting on all year.
And on the other side for Kentucky, they started off 4-0. They got to 7th in the country. That's when their quarterback was healthy and they were just getting their tailback in gear. Those guys have to come through today.
Yeah, both of them. You know, Will Levis hasn't had the year he's wanted, number of reasons. But for Kentucky to do it today, they need to rely on both of these guys. The arm of Will Levis, and it is elite. But also, I'd like to see a little more running out of him. But they will see the running out of Chris Rodriguez, one of the most dependable backs in the SEC.
Averaging 122 yards on the ground. That's tops in the SEC. And Will Levis with an impassioned speech to his teammates before we kick this one off. Kentucky, Georgia, coming up.
Ness, Gary, have a great game.
All right, Adam, thanks. So fantastic finishes in the Big 12 and the Big 10. We're just getting started here at Kroger Field. Before we do, third member of our team on the field, Jenny Dell. Jenny.
Yeah, guys, you were talking about Will Levis. Well, he has been dealing with some injuries, an aggravated AC joint in his left shoulder and turf toe. Now, due to these setbacks, he had to change his style of play. And Coach Stoops says it's really affected his confidence. Now, Levis said he needed to step back, self-evaluate. He admitted to playing conservatively this year. So he wants to spend these last few games showcasing his capabilities, breaking the pocket, just letting it rip. Guys, he's bringing that focus, the energy, and he's looking to play free today.
I hope he does, because when he lets it rip, he can really let it rip. Georgia won the toss and deferred. Kentucky will receive. Wasn't this nice yesterday? Still some strong winds, 38 degrees, but the sun is out. 76 meeting between these two teams. They played annually since 1956, and Georgia has owned the series the last 12 years.
Going to have to hold the ball. Twice it's rolled off the tee.
And the wind swirls down here on this field. It might be deceiving when you look at the flags on the top of the stadium and what you've got down on the field. Podlesny's got it teed up. Darian Brown stands and waits at the goal line. And just about then, something from the Georgia crowd rolled out there. I don't know if it's a red pom-pom, but we're underway. And Brown mishandles it at the 4, finds the handle. And maybe his knee went down when he went to retrieve the ball. At any rate, whistle stop play.
I think he signaled for a fair catch.
That I didn't see.
The returner gave a signal prior to possessing the ball. The ball is dead at the spot of recovery. First down.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's lucky for them. And they'll bring it out to the 25-yard line. Our Papa John's lineups starts with Will Levis, coming off a bad game against Vanderbilt. His last 3 games have been subpar. But when he's on.
Yeah, I think it's going to go back where he picked up the ball. Not lucky, in fact.
Here's the Wildcats and the rest of the offense. Tavian Robinson, the transfer from Virginia Tech, the leading receiver on this Kentucky team. And they're going to be starting at their own 4 after that mishap by Brown on the kickoff return to open the game. Not the spot you want to be in your first offensive snap. 3 wideouts and Chris Rodriguez in the backfield with Levis.
The only thing that could work out for this Kentucky team is they want long drives. Now they've got a long opportunity for a long.
Well, they're going to review this apparently. Gene Steratore, it's nice to have you in the booth with us. I can look right at you and say, what do you got?
Well, it looks like we're going to get off and running. I think what the coach is asking right now is if he signaled for fair catch, valid or invalid fair catch, prior to that ball hitting the ground. They want the football at the 25-yard line as opposed to the dead ball spot. I think that's what they're going to be reviewing right now, guys.
But Gene, under what circumstance would they get it under the 25?
Well, you inside the 25, Gary?
The ball hit the ground, though.
Yeah, exactly. Because the ball, now if he signals fair catch and makes an invalid catch, as you said, that would just be a fair catch or an invalid fair catch, but they'd get the ball at the 25. To me, this football goes to the dead ball spot where he picked the ball up. It's immediately dead because of any signal, valid or invalid.
Right.
Yes.
So what a way to start the game.
It's funny if they rule, just thinking out loud here, if they rule he did not make a valid fair catch, he picked it up, they didn't allow him to run. So either way, it looks like this is not good news for Kentucky.
That's correct. Yeah, when he makes it, that's an invalid fair catch signal with just a quick wave like that. But it does cause the ball to become dead as soon as it's possessed.
Glad you're here. I'm confused. First play of the game.
It's good to be with you guys.
It sure was. One more look. Barry Brown, freshman out of Nashville, Tennessee. Just a little half wave and then the dribble at the 4.
Did he do anything prior to this? You can see the wind whipping. I don't see the referee blowing it dead.
No. Referee James Carter.
This is a world record here, isn't it?
This
has to be a
We've
world
never
record.
had a game start like this.
Right.
Here's from our pylon cam.
After review, the ruling that the returner gave a signal prior to possessing the ball stands. Kentucky will be charged their first time out of the half and will have no more challenges remaining for the game. First down.
So I just didn't think that was a valid fair catch signal. I thought Stoops was right on that. But I don't know what he was challenging. That's my question, is where did he want the ball to go? It was going to be there anyway, no matter where it was.
He wanted Barry and Brown to still be running.
Yes.
They didn't let him do that.
They wouldn't
either.
let him do that, that's for sure.
All right, well, here we go. First snap's going to come at the 4-yard line.
I think the rest of the game is going to be way easier. I just got a feeling.
I sure hope so. Rodriguez and Levis in their own end zone on their first snap. The pitch to Chris Rodriguez. And that's going nowhere. Lost a yard. Dumas Johnson, the middle linebacker, in on the stop. Part of the Georgia defense that looks like this. And Chris Smith back there on the back end, one of the leaders in the secondary. One of the semifinalists for the Thorpe Award announced this week. Georgia comes in the #1 defense in the SEC, #2 in the country, giving up only 11.6 points a game. 4 wideouts for Levis on 2nd and 10 from the 4. Rodriguez trying to find a place to go, and it's going to go down, and that's it.
Yeah, try to block Jalen Carter. Kind of a shift out to defensive end this time. He gets matched up to the outside. Middle of the screen, just stoves him.
Wow.
Nowhere to go, throws him away, and then makes the tackle.
So 3rd down and 9. Will Levis getting set to throw from his own end zone. Well, not on that snap.
This has been a bad start for the Kentucky foot. They mess up the kickoff.
False start.
They lose yardage on
Offense,
1st and 2nd down, and they have a legal procedure on 3rd down.
3rd down.
So they're going to back it up around the 2. Just outside the 2.
And he lost his challenge for the rest of the half as well.
About as bad at opening minute and 15 seconds as you can have.
Right now, Kentucky's thinking, can we just get a good punt off here? It would be.
Georgia's 3rd down defense is sensational. Kentucky's 3rd down offense is not. 38% on the year, and now they got 3rd down and 11 inside their own 3. Levis in the end zone, loads it, fires far sideline, caught, and a 1st down at the 35 to Barian Brown, the guy that dropped the opening kickoff, just made up for it.
Interesting part of this for Kentucky is they have not been able to get any big plays since Mississippi State. They've had 4 20-yard pass plays and only 1 plus 30.
And there's a 31 right there.
So they're second since 4 games. Man-to-man coverage, they go right at it, and you throw it out there. Doesn't matter if you're a freshman or not. You got a chance to catch it.
2 tight ends set now with Caddis and Dingle both in there. A couple of freshman tight ends and very good ones. 1st down at the 34. Rodriguez found a hole this time. Blasts out for about 9. Chris Smith brought him down, but not before Rodriguez got ahead of steam.
Really felt that this Kentucky team, even though they were winning, got off on the wrong foot not having Rodriguez to start the season. They were just out of sync. He was suspended for the first 4 games, came back, really never got to go. And then Will Levis gets hurt, as Jenny told you, and all of a sudden there's a team that's thinking they should be, 8-2, 9-1, and they're 6-4 and going, what happened to our season?
It'll be a season saver if they can pull off an upset today. 2nd down and a yard. Rodriguez again, and he's got the 1st down. Got it out to the 45. They'll move the chains.
One of the trademarks of Chris Rodriguez and Kentucky football since he's been running the ball is he doesn't lose yardage.
No.
Now, you get him for 1 or 2 yards, that's a good stop. You don't get him in the backfield very often. Kentucky was intrigued with the way Missouri ran the football against Georgia. Got to the edge on him. You saw him try it the first play of the game, didn't get outside. But they were wondering, could they get to the edge of this Georgia defense?
Got both their backs in there right now, Rodriguez and Jaton McClain, who they think highly of. In an I backfield behind Levis on 1st down. They give it to the up man who's got a yard. Rodriguez stopped by Nazir Stackhouse on the inside of the Georgia front. Kentucky comes in only rushing for 120 yards a game. But again, if you kind of take away that first month of the season, the numbers would be much improved. They ran for 213 in their loss to Vandy last week. McClain stays in there. And a 3 receivers set for Levis on 2nd down and 8. Will Levis snaps it over the middle to his tight end, Caddis. Josh Caddis to the 40. And another 1st down, Kentucky.
Ness told you they love those 2 young tight ends, Josh Caddis, Jordan Dingle, 84 and 85. You'll see a lot of them. They love the way Caddis can catch the football, feel he's great. And when you give this guy time with that quick release, he can carve you up.
Snaps it off, doesn't he?
He has not completed 20 passes in a game since September against Youngstown State. Sacks, injuries, they don't run as many plays as other teams. They just not had this offense purring all year.
Well, they got it purring right now pretty well. 1st down at the 40 of Georgia on the opening drive. Here's a toss sweep. to McLean. McLean got to the edge and is close to a first down. He'll take the marker out with him. A pickup of about 9.
I got a feeling that's one of the things that Kentucky feels they want to do, is try to get outside this defense with these quick tosses. And a little hurry up.
Good blocking by Barian Brown on the edge, and now a little tempo for Kentucky on 2nd and a yard. They fake the toss. Levis comes up firing and overshot Barian Brown, the guy that made the big catch to get them out of their own end zone.
So Kentucky's on that 30-yard line, and just a week ago when they lost to Vandy, as you look at this play again, they were on the 30 in the first half 3 times against Vanderbilt when they lost that game. Came away with 6 points. Kind of the story of the game.
3rd down and short. And not going to get it here. McLean dragged down by Smile Munden.
Yeah, now we'll see the decision for Mark Stoops. They know it's rough sledding. This Georgia defense tough. They take on those people in front of them, make it very difficult to find those cracks. The question I have is, when will Will Levis get involved in the running game? He hasn't all year. Could be the toe, could be the shoulder, but I think in this game they're going to need him a little bit.
As Jenny said, he's going to try to let it rip and pull the plug. We'll see. 4th down and 1. Kentucky 12 out of 18 on 4th downs this year. Georgia shifts on their defensive front. And he's not going to get it. Rodriguez goes down. Georgia's defense stiffens. Munden again, along with Dumas Johnson, and Georgia will take over on downs.
Flag came down. I'm not sure on who, but
Holding.
Indication is holding against. Yes, it is. Left guard against Burton. Jagger Burton, number 62, gets called for holding.
That Georgia defense just came up and said it's not going to happen. On 4th down and a yard, Chris Rodriguez. So the Georgia offense huddles on the sideline. We'll see them next. Our lineups are presented by Papa John's. As we take a look at the Georgia side of things, it starts with number 13, Stetson Bennett, having a sensational year. Opportunity today to go over the 3,000-yard passing mark. And the rest of the group for the Dogs, Cedric Van Pran really doing a nice job anchoring the offensive front for Georgia this year at the center spot. And there's the rest of the skill players and the rest of the offensive line.
And that offensive line has stayed relatively healthy all year. Truss missed a couple games, I believe. I think it was 2, but he's back in there and healthy. As that Georgia offensive line has started to show why everybody felt that they were the strength of this offense. Although Stetson Bennett and the tight ends may argue.
First down from the 32 after taking over on the defensive stop. And those 2 tight ends go over to the left side with Ladd McConkey. So Georgia's loaded to the left right now. And they go on the ground that way for a pickup of maybe 3 for Kenny McIntosh. Defensively for Kentucky, Justin Rogers had a big game in the loss against Vandy. You don't see a lot of nose tackles have 9 tackles in a game, so he's going to have to be stout up front. He was in on that last stop. And a 2nd down and 8 coming up. McConkey in motion. They're going to give it to him. And a little handoff, and that's going to go as a pass and a first down and a pickup of 10.
One of the things when you watch Georgia offensive line, and we're talking about how they get their blocks, their tackles are very athletic. You saw McClendon, number 70, getting downfield, but everybody blocks for Georgia.
Yeah. Oh, you don't play.
Yeah, you don't play. Yeah. The wide receivers are right in your face. Those 2 tight ends are all over the field. They are committed to helping their teammates and producing those long runs.
John Edwards now the backfield with Bennett on a first down. He'll get the carry, trying to weave his way behind that line. Got a couple. And almost a face mask at the end of the play at the 45.
One of the tough parts of this Kentucky football team is losing their 2 star linebackers inside DeAndre Square and Jaquez Jones, 5 and 10, and they're not nickel and dime players. They are the real thing inside. They've got good players in taking their spots, as Brad told you with the lineups, but losing those 2 veterans has made a difference for this Kentucky defense.
Yeah, they were the leaders for sure. 2nd down and 8. McConkey again in motion. Bennett's going to throw it out in the flat to Dillon Bell. And Bell's short of the first down by about a yard. Ripka in on the stop. There's the guys we were talking about out today. Both one tackle shy of 300 in their college careers. Edwards blasts out for a first down to the 44-yard line of Kentucky. So Georgia going now with a hurry up. Get the sticks moved. The 43, Bennett looking left and now going deep sideline. Overshot Darnell Washington. He was open.
Hard to do, too.
6'7" plus. Overshot him.
We'll say, though, the wind is a factor in this football game, especially throwing. Comes right out, goes on the wheel route down the sideline. But anytime you lay the ball up even a bit, you have to factor in the wind on your throws.
Just that close. The biggest target Georgia has. And a second down and 10. Kenny McIntosh broke one tackle and a second and drags Wildcats for a first down. What a run.
Well, they used three main ones. Edwards, McIntosh, and now that Milton is getting healthy again, you'll see him along with Robinson. But this guy, McIntosh, he's their second leading in rushing attempts, the third leading receiver, dependable. And when things get tough, I feel like Kirby trusts him with the football in his hand.
Well, that was as tough a 12-yard run as you'll ever see. And a first down at the 31. They'll try him again, and a big opening off the right side. And about 7 more yards for Kenny McIntosh. Brock Bowers got a good block out there.
Yeah, and I saw that Davis Willock, number 77, is in the game at right guard right now for Georgia. Don't know if something happened to Ratledge or not, but he is in there on this drive for the Georgia football team.
So Kenny McIntosh gets a breather. Already with 22 yards on the ground. Dejon Edwards back in behind Stetson Bennett, who's under center on second down and 2. Edwards, a little hesitation and blasts through the hole, and he's still going. Down to the 14.
This is what a good running back can do for an offensive line. This design was actually supposed to go a little bit of a cutback to the left, and he reads it and says, nope, going to go stick it over here to the right. It just makes that offensive line look good.
He's got McClendon out there, got a seal block, and he said, I think I'll go behind Warren McClendon off the right side instead, and a first down at the 14. Georgia in the red zone is the #1 team in the country. Edwards nowhere to hide this time. Nice play defensively. Jordan Lovett, first man to meet him.
Lovett, that safety sneaking up there in this running attack, coming up there and just feeling that one hole. You almost wondered if it was a type of a play where he had that gap from the start, and once he read that it was a run, he had that middle gap because there was a wide open and he just took it.
Brad White, the defensive coordinator, said Lovett reminds me a little bit of Lewis Seen, who was a star for Georgia a year ago.
It's a nice comp.
It's pretty good. Second and 9. They fake. No, they do fake the toss. Bennett still got it. A double clutch there, and Bennett goes out at the 10-yard line. He had me.
Yeah, but still well defended by this Kentucky defense. A lot happening there. Fake one way, trying to get Washington in the flat. Bowers is camped in for a short throw. No one really open.
It's kind of like the play that Bennett scored on against Tennessee. Looked very similar, but he didn't get to the end zone this time.
Yeah.
He did get to the 10-yard line, though. There's what we were talking about. 55 out of 56 in the red zone is tops in the nation. 39 of those touchdowns. They're looking for a touchdown here on their opening drive. 3rd down and 6. They can get it first at the 4. Stetson Bennett flushed out of the pocket. Now he's going to try to run, and he only got back to the line of scrimmage.
So just to give you an idea, as Brad was telling you how good Georgia is in the red zone and how good this Kentucky defense here, playing zone coverage, kind of matching up within that zone, you know, through the season. against Oregon, they went 7 for 7 touchdowns. Auburn 5 for 5 touchdowns. Florida 4 for 4 touchdowns. They've been so good, it's scary in the red zone.
Jack Podlesny's been pretty good too. 17 out of 19 on the year. This will be a 27-yard field goal attempt. Remember, there's pretty strong winds going on right now here in Lexington. Low snap. Bennett got it down. Podlesny got it through.
Boy, nice play by Bennett on that one, and that's a lot of trust from your kicker. You just got to feel that football being there when it isn't.
Best catch of the day maybe so far. Low snap. Stetson Bennett plants it. Podlesny nails it. Georgia leads 3-0. 8 yards and 13 plays, capped by the field goal by Podlesny, who's got it teed up. Out of the hole to Brian Davis. And this time, Barry Brown's just going to let it go. I don't want any part of that. Let's bring it out to the 25-yard line. You can get nonstop sports news, expert picks, and the biggest highlights on CBS Sports HQ, the free 24/7 sports news network. Download the CBS Sports app to watch today. And you can join Gary with the HQ guys after the game. Mark Stoops has not been happy since the opening kickoff.
No, he goes, if I'm losing a timeout and a challenge, I get to still yell at you as much as I want.
So they start from the 25. Their first drive went 64 yards, almost 6 minutes and 11 plays, and they came up empty on a 4th down and a long yard. Let's see how the second offensive series goes for Will Levis. Has to throw in a hurry, completes it, and it's going to be a 1st down. Dane Key, one of the guys they really like, a freshman from right here in Lexington, with a 1st down catch.
As you watch this, and this is what I suspect that Kentucky's going to have to do in this game, is do a little bit of everything. 1st down throws, keep that Georgia defense off balance.
Sideline warning against Georgia. That's the first warning of the game and will not require a yardage penalty.
And so Kirby's going to back him up. Scott Sinclair over there, the strength coach, is going to have to start grabbing people.
And just going back to how Kentucky, I think they need a little everything. They want to run the ball. They want to control the ball. But to move the ball against this elite Georgia defense, I think you got to get a little tempo, a little 1st down passing, and then mix in the run game.
And that 1st down pass did get them a 1st down. Now they go back to the ground on the inside, and only maybe a half a yard for Chris Rodriguez.
You know, Ness, you mentioned that Kentucky, ran for over 200 yards against Vandy, but that's really not been the story of this season. Only twice they were over 200 yards all year for a Kentucky running team. But the other thing is, only twice were they more than 125 all year. Nothing in between. Really odd year for this Kentucky rushing team.
You saw that graphic. Georgia, it's been a long time since they've given up a 1st quarter touchdown, and Kentucky's only got a couple minutes to do something about changing that particular statistic. 2nd down and 9. 2 tight end set for the Cats. Quick throw. Levis tucked it in there somehow. It's a 1st down. He got it to the same guy, Dane Key. And they'll move it out to midfield.
I love your description, quick throw, because that's what he is. He's got a lightning quick release with an elite arm, and you saw it, how he beat that zone right there. That ball is in and out of his hand, and that's why so many people are saying that this guy could be a top 10 draft choice.
Dumas Johnson, I think, the linebacker for Georgia, who's pretty speedy in his own right, thought he was going to get a hand on that. That ball just arrived too fast.
Yeah, just like in basketball, though, you can dribble the ball to a spot, but you can't get there. When you pass it, it's faster.
1st down from the 49. Rodriguez got about 3. Chaz Chambliss and Robert Beal in on the stop.
It'll hurry up. The Kentucky fans are going, what is this going fast thing without a huddle?
Empty backfield. Levis on 2nd and 8. Trying to get it out to Brown, and Georgia's all over that.
Yeah.
Kamari Lassiter, open field tackle.
And that's Josh Gaddis that time, the tight end, the freshman tight end, does not get the block. Just beat by Lassiter. You're depending on your tight end to clear out that corner and make a positive play. That's Lassiter just making a better play than the tight end.
And it brings up a 3rd down and long now. Almost 12 to go.
And 3rd down and losses for Kentucky this year has been a nightmare. Let's see if they can get this going there. They had one early. Let's see if they can get another one.
They can wait to the second quarter on this play if they choose, and that'll be the call. So a good quarter for Kentucky offensively, but they don't show anything for it on the scoreboard yet. Georgia only has a field goal. We played one in Lexington. Top-ranked Georgia in front by 3. Today's aerial coverage, including these unique drone shots, brought to you by Goodyear in Kroger Field at the Home Depot. SEC on CBS enters the second quarter. Kentucky, their first drive was a good one, but they turned it over on a 4th and 1. Georgia's defense held. Georgia, a 13-play drive, had to settle for a field goal. That's where we are as we enter the second quarter. And now 3rd down and long for Will Levis and the Wildcats offense, just inside their own 48. Levis, pressure coming, down he goes, flags fly as well. And it was Michael Williams coming off the edge. Too much for Will Levis and company. Probably a holding call. No, it's not. Hands to the face.
Personal foul, hands to the face, defense, number 33, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Going to call it on Robert Beal. Take a look. It's right in front of you.
Yep, right there. Yep, good call. And by the way, hands to face call. Kentucky fans are familiar with it. Cost them a game.
That's right.
Had an interception against Vandy. Just like that.
And just like that, they're in Georgia territory at the 37-yard line. Big play and a big mistake by Robert Beal. 2 tight ends and a 2 wide receiver set for Levis on first down. They'll keep it on the ground with Levis running as Gary called for, and he got it down to the 31.
So in all the games this year, the most yards in any game that Will Levis has gained is 7 yards. In 7 games, he was negative yards. Now, he's been sacked. I mean, this team has got 39 sacks, but it's still not featuring him in the running game because of how he opened. That toe has been a big problem for him. All week, he practices with a bad toe. It affects him, gets it numbed up to play, and it's really different to try to play when you don't practice and you're healthy in practice.
And remember, he had almost 400 yards and 9 touchdowns on the ground last year.
It's 376, I think.
Yep. Rodriguez, first down run, tough one, backpedaling through Smile, Munden and company.
But I think when we talked yesterday with Will, I felt he was committed to letting it go a little bit more in this football game. He's feeling as good as he can. I mean, this is a big football game. You could see him in pregame warm-ups. He was really trying to jack up his football team, and they've got an opportunity here. I mean, you know, Georgia's a great football team, but on the road in the SEC is always a challenge.
They worked it down to the 27. Remember that hands to the face penalty was a big chunk of this, and that came when he was being sacked. But so far, 5 out of 6 for 63 yards. 1st and 10, Wildcats. Chris Rodriguez. And again, a short gain. As Gary said, he very seldom loses yardage. He said his favorite player growing up was Marshawn Lynch, and he runs a little bit like him. Second down and 8 as they break the huddle. Jordan Dingle, the freshman tight end, goes out in the slot. And then 3 receivers for Levis here. He's going to keep pounding it, though. See what they can do. Only about a yard, and Jalen Carter says, you're not going very far. Boy, this guy gets better every week.
Yeah, I really think he's going to be the first non-quarterback taken in the draft. And the NFL game is kind of coming around again where those defensive tackles, I mean, playing inside out in the NFL has become really, really big. Aaron Donald, I mean, you know, those type of guys that can change the game from the inside. He's that type of player.
And we've seen him go to the outside of the defensive end today effectively as well. You start being able to play both spots. That's special. 3rd down and 7, a big one here. Levis going to run with it. Will Levis got the first down, diving forward. He laid out on that one, didn't slide. He knew he had to get the extra yard in midair, and he got it.
So think about it this time, and that looked like he tweaked his toe on that play. It's a bad left toe. He's been having to get it numbed all year to play, but remember, not practice. And when you talk to the coaching staff at Kentucky, they felt that he got into a lot of bad habits throwing in practice because he had pain on that foot, and he's coming out right now, isn't he?
They're taking a time to walk him to the sideline, and that would change the dynamic of this game immensely. Kaya Sharon is the backup quarterback and played in the South Carolina game when Levis was out for that week.
Yeah, that's not a good sign. You got that thing numbed up to play, and then you really try to accelerate one time, and as he slammed that left toe, and I don't know if that's it, but obviously came out of the game for something.
Oh, red zone for the Wildcats, trying to take the lead, and on the first snap there's flags all over, and Jeremy Flax, I think the right tackle, is a guy with a false start.
Yeah, Levis wants back in the game, so that's good news.
First down
for the team in blue and the fans in blue.
That's for sure. Well, he was coming back.
Oh, so he has to stay out one play.
And that wasn't officially a play.
Right. And right now, if Mark Stoops is in the referee's ear and said, if I had all 3 timeouts.
So let's see if they just play it conservatively here on first down and 15 for Kaya Sharon.
Yeah, I might even consider, wouldn't you consider taking a timeout to get him back in the game on this first down play?
Yeah, they'll just keep it on the ground. Hope Rodriguez can get the 5 yards back. He got about 3 of it back. Stackhouse on the inside made the stop for Georgia, and now you hear the fans react as Will Levis gets back to the Kentucky huddle.
I wouldn't consider it in the second half, but in the first half, as much as they've struggled in the red zone, not to have my quarterback for 1/3 or possibly however if they go for it on 4th down, but a big first down play, I would have considered using one right there to get him back in the game.
Kentucky 31 of 39 in their red zone offense this year. They're there right now at the Georgia 18, 2nd down and 12, with their star quarterback back in the shotgun. Rodriguez going to lose yardage here. As we said, it doesn't happen often. Georgia stops him. Maybe a 1-yard loss. Jenny?
Yeah, Levis came right over to the sideline. He immediately wanted to get back into the game, guys. There were no trainers that came over and chatted with him. He was just waiting for his turn to go back in.
So back he is, and conducting a 3rd down. 3rd down and 12. Remember, they picked up a 3rd down and 11 on a penalty. So another long yardage. Fires and intercepted by Keely Ringo. And Ringo bringing it back the other way and still going. Keely Ringo, who won the national championship game against Alabama, has got it all the way back almost to midfield for the Dogs.
Yeah, I think there's a flag down on the play. It might come back, but Ringo again makes a great play. He did it against Tennessee last week. Brad told you he did it in that national championship game to ice that game for Georgia. But this time, Levis tries to stick it in between the safety and the corner. Doesn't get it.
Officials timeout. James Carter hasn't made a call yet, but Keely Ringo, part of the spike squad over there on the sideline.
Ringo right here. But notice, no one in the flat to hold him. Since there's no receiver for Kentucky to hold the corner, he can continue to drift with the wide receiver. If you don't hold those corners, they can get in on that throw when you're trying to stick it in between in that hole back there. And Ringo, beautiful play.
He's looked like a wide receiver the last 2 or 3 weeks. And then the run back came all the way out to the 47.
Illegal block in the back, number 88 of the intercepting team. Ball would be half the distance. First down.
So you can forget the 47-yard line that I just said. They're going to bring it back. Jalen Carter called with the block in the back, trying to help his teammate on the return. So we'll have to wait and see where they spot it. And for Will Levis, costly interception. His 10th of the year. The booth. Gene Steratore is not just a pretty face when we show you up in the corner.
Or a voice.
He's actually with us. So you got to explain that last play right before we went to commercial.
It's great to be with you guys. I'm out of the ref lounge, but I think what James Carter said after the interception, Kentucky becomes the defense. So this subtle block in the back is not a foul because it's a defensive foul.
So it wasn't on Jalen Carter, it was on 88 on the other side.
Yes,
okay, it was on the tight end.
No wonder he looked so confused when he was talking out there.
Georgia on offense after the Keely Ringo interception, and they go back to the ground, and he'll get it out to the 50-yard line. So it's good to have you with us, man.
It's great to be here. You know what? It's great to be in the studio, but you know, after all the years of being on the field, and when you get to the stadiums, and you know what, college football, the atmosphere is unreal.
I love what Gary said on the bus yesterday. He said, "We love having you so much because it takes the pressure off Nessler and me."
You know, right, and it doesn't, Gene, get nice to get close to the field where they can yell at you again back in the old days.
Yes, for sure.
Georgia back in Kentucky territory now. Second down at 5 from the 48. A fast-moving first half. We're under 8 minutes, approaching the midway point of the second. Justin Rogers, a nose tackle in on another stop on Edwards. So a big third down here for Georgia if they want to take advantage of the Keely Ringo interception and keep the drive alive.
Ness, during that break, was looking at that interception by Will Levis, and actually, if he had to do it over again, when he's watching the tape, he'd have been better off because he had more numbers to go to the left side, would have held the safety. I think he actually made a mental mistake. He threw it to the wrong side of the field.
Third down at 3, empty backfield. Stetson Bennett going to loft it over to Kenny McIntosh. McIntosh inside the 35 and a first down, Georgia.
And when we were talking to Brad White, the defensive coordinator, that's one of the things he raved about Stetson Bennett. He doesn't make any mistakes. He's a veteran. He's seen it all. You see it right there. He sees the blitz, throws his hot, makes it hurt.
And now a quick throw out to McConkey. And McConkey spins inside the 30 down to the 27. Another thing Brad White said to us yesterday, he said, I think Stetson Bennett is without a doubt the most underrated college football player in the country. And if he's not on everybody's Heisman watch list, there's something wrong.
Well, I think if he pays off this season and he plays like he has been playing, I think he's going to be right in the mix. And I mean like 1 or 2, right up there.
That's definitely in the mix. Second down at 4. Little hesitation by McIntosh, and then he blasts for a first down. And he's got it down to the 22-yard line. Last year, statistically, Stetson Bennett, the numbers, and now you see the improvement in top 20 in a lot of categories.
And just remember this, I mean, we talked about earlier doing these Georgia games. A year ago, this team threw about 4 out of 10 times. Now they're throwing half the time. Half of the plays for Georgia this year are pass plays.
And that's like air raid for Georgia.
Yeah,
you think about the pass.
Right.
Kendall Milton in there now. Bennett off the bootleg. Throws on the run, little sidearm dart over to McConkey. McConkey inside the 10, and it's first and goal.
And again, look at the patience he has. He's played so many football games. Even his year away playing junior college football, you get snaps, you get looks. And here he is. He's out, no patience, and then he just dumps it off at the last second. Yep, that's as easy as it is.
First and goal from the 9. Nice blend of runs and passes so far for Georgia. They've still only got a 3-point lead, but looking to add to it here. Kendall Milton moves to the left of Bennett, and now the counter comes back the other way. Milton with a stiff arm will only get to the 7. Second down and goal.
Milton struggling with the groin throughout this season. Now seems to be back and healthy.
Got hurt in the Auburn game. Valentine, nice job of running him out of bounds. And now it's second and goal at the 7. Juwan Edwards back into the tailback spot. Rosamie Jackson, Bell, the wide receivers. Georgia comes up the line in a hurry, and a quick snap. John Edwards, nope.
Yeah, that was a big tackle right there, because I think by holding them to no gain, I think Kirby would have, no doubt, if they gain a couple of yards, he's going to go for it.
Nice job by Zion Childress here.
Right, and Childress makes the play. Now you wonder, will he still roll the dice to go for the touchdown?
Kenny McIntosh comes back in.
Got 2 plays here to decide.
Big Darnell Washington and Brock Bowers both in there, the 2 tight ends.
This will be, what is this, a setup play or is this into the end zone?
Now Washington's going to trot all by himself out against a guy that's about a foot shorter than he is. Bennett fires, end zone, overshot McConkey.
See, that big second down stop changed the whole play calling for Georgia in this drive. I think if they gain 2 or 3 yards there, they'll continue to pound it. Now they got to go third down pass, incomplete, got to take the field goal.
Lesney, who hit from 27 earlier, will line up for another one here. Almost an extra point. This will be a 24-yarder. Lesney, 18 out of 20 on the year. Out of the Stetson Bennett hole. This one, it's down clean, up clean, and through for Georgia. So again, they took over with the Keely Ringo interception. Got it back around midfield. Looked like they were going to get in the end zone, but they have to settle for 3. It's just 6-0 Georgia. Hockey will give you a look from our AT&T 5G pylon cam. And Stetson Bennett tried to tuck it in over here in the corner and is just that far off number 84. And Stetson Bennett wasn't my best throw.
Did you hear the story about the Buffalo fans in Buffalo? Because they were worried about the players getting out and getting to Detroit. They were actually out there digging them out from their home.
Digging their driveways out.
Like, we're going to help you get to the game.
I don't know what's better. That's really nice, or that they know where all the players live. I'm
That's
not
a
sure.
problem.
That's the Buffalo Mafia for you, though.
I know that would have been a problem when I lived if they knew where I lived.
Oh, yeah. The house would be egged constantly. Toilet paper everywhere. 3:40 left first half. We'll be right back. Coming up on the Geico Halftime Report, Adam, Rick, and BJ will break down the first half and deliver the day's best highlights. Some fantastic finishes in the Big 12 and the Big 10. Here it's 6-0 in the SEC. Georgia, the #1 team in the country, leading Kentucky here at Kroger Field in Lexington. Georgia started one of their drives after a 4th down stop. Their other one after a Keely Ringo interception, but only got field goals, short field goals from Lesney on both ensuing drives. And now it's Kentucky's turn. They can take the lead with a touchdown. Rodriguez, short gain. Let's check in with Jenny.
Yeah, you were asking about the wind situation. It's pretty unique here. So if you look at the flags at the top of the stadium, it looks like the wind is blowing in one way. And then you look at the uprights, it's going in a different direction. And down here on the field, a completely different direction as well. So they bowled in this stadium in 1999, and it's created these wind swirls down here. You never know which way it's going, guys.
No, we'll have to wait and see. It hasn't affected Lesney, but both his kicks were short. We haven't had a punt yet, and we've seen a couple passes sail from both guys. So we'll wait and see. It's been windy here since Thursday. Rodriguez. Chris got about 2. Georgia stands him up, pushes him back. It'll be 3rd down coming up.
Not only does Kentucky need a drive to take the lead, they need a drive to keep the ball. Right here at the end of the half, you know what, 3 minutes to go in the half here. They don't want to punt this ball back to Georgia. This is how you lose control of a football game.
We've seen the last 2 minutes of a game go haywire for Florida last year, a couple times this year, and the Georgia defense can take advantage of in your hurry if you make a mistake.
Yeah, and if you're Georgia right now, you're wondering how willing will Will Levis be to run the ball after he tweaked himself on that, scramble up there for the first down.
Jaton McClain in the backfield with Levis. 3rd down and 4. Georgia comes with a blitz. Levis throws it. One-handed catch, but he couldn't keep his balance, and Jaton McClain goes down well short of the first down.
Yeah, and I'm sure Kirby will take a timeout right here and save this clock. Gets out of the pocket. Jaton, probably their best receiving back, and you can see why, but couldn't do it all. Got the catch, but not enough, and Georgia is going to get the football back.
And so we'll be seeing, we assume anyway, our first punt of the day after this quick break. 1:57 remaining second quarter. Sylvester Stallone stars in Tulsa King, a new original series from Taylor Sheridan, the co-creator of Yellowstone. You can stream it now exclusively on Paramount Plus. Head to ParamountPlus.com to try it for free. Absolutely. So, fourth down. We're going to see our first punt of the day. Wilson Berry is not the normal punter. About 2 games ago, Colin Goodfellow got hurt. This guy's only punted a few times and only for about 35-yard average. So we'll see how he does here in kind of a pressure cooker situation, trying to back Georgia up.
Good decision by Kirby to stop the clock. 2:07, plenty of time with a veteran quarterback and his explosive receivers.
Ladd McConkey stands back at the 30-yard line. Berry, and over in punt, and he forces McConkey into a fair catch. So nice job by the punter, as that puts Georgia around the 24-yard line with still 2 minutes and change remaining and a couple of timeouts. Now it's time for Do Project Smarter, presented by the Home Depot. Build yourself a receiving court here.
Yeah, well, if you do, and you got a good toolbox, you get them in all sizes. Ladd McConkey, about 6 foot. Brock Bowers, 6'4". Darnell Washington, 6'7". 3 total, all different sizes, all different shapes. Use them in different ways. Look at that one.
McConkey looks like he works in customer service. Bowers says, I'll carry those 2x4s, and I need a microwave off the top shelf. Darnell?
Darnell. I'll tell you, all 3 of those guys are going to be not working at Home Depot.
Well, there they are. Live and in person, 1 on the sideline, 2 on the field.
Not saying they're not good jobs, and maybe in retirement. I'm even thinking about doing that a little later.
Right.
But right now, those guys are going to be playing on Sundays.
First down from the 24. Play action, sidearm, Bowers. Brock Bowers cuts it outside.
Nice,
got to the 30, and it was a nice tackle. And it was Zion Childers who's made a couple of them in this half.
This is the time where this Kentucky defense, who's played so well all year, I mean, only 1 team in the last 14 games has scored more than 24 points on this Kentucky defense, and that was Tennessee.
Right now, they've held the #1 team in the country to 2 field goals.
They like to get out of the half here.
Kenny McIntosh powers his way for a first down out to the 35. Khalil Saunders brought him down, but they'll move the chains with 1:24 left. Georgia, 2 timeouts remaining.
Kirby was not happy how he finished the end of the last week's half. Remember when they had to punt and it was returned for a touchdown? He said it was brutal. Let's see if he handles it, and his offense handles it a little better.
Clock now running. Bennett, direct in traffic, drops back into the shotgun with just over a minute to go in the quarter. Stetson Bennett fires near side, too high for Bowers, incomplete.
I do like the throw, though, because if you make a mistake, you got to make it long in that situation. You throw this one short, Phillips could run underneath it, change the whole feeling of this football game. Yeah, a little long, but you can live with 2nd and 10.
Dominique Blaylock, Dylan Bell, and Ladd McConkey all out there in the wide receiving core, and Bowers, number 19, you see lined up on the right side and tight with the tackle. Opener for McIntosh. Kenny McIntosh still going all the way to the 39-yard line. Best run of the day for Georgia.
Clock will stop. Let's see if Stetson spikes it, or does he have a play in mind and get it off? Veteran quarterback should have a play.
26-yard rip-off by Kenny McIntosh. They spot it right at the 40.
He does.
Bennett lobs it over the middle to McIntosh out of the backfield.
Take a timeout for Georgia right now.
Got it to the 34-yard line, and 38 seconds to go.
Once you cross midfield, there's no worrying about a punt anymore. That running play really changed and flipped the field for this Georgia offense.
Kenny McIntosh, with his second longest run of the season, has put Georgia in position to get more points before the break.
Seconds earlier, guys.
That's all we've got too, Zook. A couple of field goals for Georgia, 6-0. Tonight at 7 Eastern on CBS Sports Network, at some must-see Mountain West action. Boise State and Wyoming face off for the conference lead. That's at 7 o'clock Eastern tonight on CBS Sports Network. So Georgia's in Podlesny's field goal range right now. They've got a second down and a long 4.
And a timeout in their pocket. They're in good shape. The Kentucky defense can't give up anything but a field goal try here to stay in the football game.
Dejon Edwards in the backfield with Stetson Bennett. A trio of receivers to his right and McConkey to his left. 40 seconds till halftime. Bennett waiting, thought about running. Now he loads, reloads, and gets rid of it. That was a wasted play.
Yeah, that was an earned defensive play by Kentucky, though.
That took 10 seconds, and nothing else happened.
They rotated towards Bowers on the left side. He had nowhere to go. He wanted to go to Brock Bowers. Kentucky took him away, and then really nowhere to go with the football. Yeah, that would have been a dangerous pass to Ladd McConkey right there. Those receivers put their arm out. They don't look behind them to see who's behind them.
Third down and 4. Biggest third down of the first half for both teams. Would be a long field goal right now.
No help at the bottom this time. No help.
Bennett looking right the whole way. Fires into some traffic and completes it to Rosemy Jack-Saint, but that was a short gain.
You know what? They could go down and spike the ball right here now because they don't have enough downs. They could use it. Well, they're going to go play.
They got a first down.
They got 2 of them. No, I knew they had a first down. It's just whether they wanted to waste a play.
They got it out to the same guy, and he's inbounds.
Yeah, I kind of would have preferred a timeout before that little 5-yard hitch, but I guess 6 and 1, half dozen the other.
Still got 15 seconds to play with.
But no timeout either way, right?
Yep.
Now you got to save. If you're Georgia, you got to think we can't give away a field goal try. It's actually flipped. It's Georgia trying to save the field goal.
15 seconds. Gary's second down and 5. You got to either get out of bounds or go to the end zone.
Exactly. And again, you know, that's why I wanted the spike to save that timeout. Throw a hitch just doesn't give you enough to burn your last timeout.
Again, all we have is Jack Podlesny field goals scoring wise. He might get another opportunity, but Georgia is thinking touchdown right now if they can get it in the last 15 seconds. They will get the ball to start the third quarter.
Kentucky really no pass rush, any effect in this game so far. 3-man rush.
Bennett fires far side. Did McConkey come down with it? No, he's out of bounds.
Did he catch it? Because I thought he dragged his left foot. Does he catch this? Catches it, or does he bobble it? It's close.
Sure is.
Looked like the drag happened just after he controlled the ball. Seemed like it was just after he controlled it, he dragged that foot.
Okay, now you're down to 8 seconds and third down and 5.
End zone. Quick out.
One of the two.
Yep.
Got a hustle. There's the quick out. Bowers gets leveled out of bounds at the 20. And now we're down to 3 seconds. And it is 4th down and a yard.
Yeah, I thought he was tackled backwards out of bounds here. Not any forward progress. I'm wondering why that clock doesn't keep running on that play. He did not have forward progress. I think this half should be over. I think that they should take a look at replay. Is it a reviewable play?
Not really a reviewable play, Gary, and I agree with you. You know, he's not knocking him sideways. He's knocking him backwards.
Backward.
Yes.
So they could have kept the clock going on that play.
As it is, Podlesny gets an opportunity for a 37-yard field goal. He's 2 for 2 today. He's 3 for 3 today. And that'll end the half.
Big call. Georgia got a big break there. I thought that guy was going, Puzzlesi was going backward. Excuse me, not Puzzlesi. The play
Bowers.
before Bowers was going backwards, and Georgia caught a break.
Well, Georgia does go 56 yards in 11 plays. A little over 2 minutes to get another field goal.
Tackle is immediate, firm, and Bowers goes backwards. That clock should have continued to be run.
Kirby Smart's the leading coach with Jenny.
Coach, you were held to just 3 field goals in that first half. How do you get your offense to operate on a higher level in the second?
Our offense is operating really well. They've only had, I think, maybe 4 possessions. I'm not sure. So we're being efficient. We got to do better in the red area. But we've been efficient. We just haven't scored touchdowns.
You talk about the physicality of this Kentucky squad. How do you get your team going to match and then exceed that physicality in that second half?
I think we're playing physical. I think Kentucky's offensive line is doing a good job, and they're doing a good job managing the clock. We're playing physical. We got to play more physical.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
To answer your question, Kirby, you had 3 possessions in the first half, not 4. You got 3 field goals out of them. Halftime in Lexington. You look at Keely Ringo's interception that led to one of those field goals. 9-0 as we send you to Zook and the guys in our New York studio for the Geico Halftime Report. The Home Depot SEC on CBS enters quarter number 3. Top-ranked Georgia in front, but in front by only 3 field goals. 9-0, top-ranked Georgia. Welcome back, everybody. Brad Nessler, Gary Danielson, Jenny Dell, Gene Steratore. It's funny, Jenny and you and I were talking to Kirby Smart yesterday. He said, got to make every possession count. We might only get 12 of them in a game. They got 3 so far, and they got 3 points out of each possession.
They did. And, you know, that's really the dilemma for Kentucky. They played good defense, but in their one chance to kick a field goal, they turn it over down there. And in this type of game, you got to make every red zone trip count for points. Georgia did, Kentucky did not. But in the game, slowing it down, Kentucky style, right? This is what they want.
No doubt about that. Georgia gets the ball to open the third quarter. We've seen other teams play Georgia relatively close in the first half, and then the fireworks start in the Dogs' favor. Let's see if Kentucky can prevent that.
Yeah, that's the problem with playing the slowdown game like Kentucky. It's their only game, really, to be honest. But one score now from Georgia, and you're really behind the 8 ball.
Chance for, this is our first kickoff since the opening kickoff, and that was by Lesney.
Should have been here for that. That was
a lot of 10 minutes of fun. If you missed it, it was discombobulated from the get-go.
That was a whole series in itself right there.
Kearis Jackson is way back at the other end. He will let this one go, so Georgia will bring it out to the 25 as we go down to Jenny.
Yeah, I spoke with Coach Stoops. He said offensively, we need to score in the red zone. That's a main point right there. And defensively, he said we need to be relentless. We know that Georgia's going to oppose their will on their offense, so we need to go and match their physicality on defense, guys.
Yeah, that's something that happens to Georgia opponents, too, as they start getting mauled by the Georgia offensive line in the second half, and their will kind of goes away. But Kentucky's played really well defensively. Here we go to start the third quarter.
They've given up no big plays. That's the best thing that this Kentucky defense, but also they are not producing any tackle for losses or sacks. They can't come up with a big play on defense.
Kenny McIntosh, who had that big run before the end of the half, has got about a 13-yarder to open the third quarter. So already the offensive line that I was just talking about opens a big hole for McIntosh.
Yeah, just get behind those big, they don't call it the big blue wall because it's red, but I'll tell you, those guys are big and they block it, don't they? The road graders for Georgia. Been seeing it since Kirby took over this program. This will be his 5th trip to the SEC championship in 7 years, and he's done it with all the same blueprint. Big, strong offensive lineman.
And we'll be there to bring it to you against LSU the first Saturday of December. McIntosh, nice spin in the hole. Got a couple, maybe 3, as we take a look at the first half trends. Will Levis started pretty good, but he threw that interception trying to tuck one in the corner. Keely Ringo returned it back out near midfield. Jack Podlesny, 3 short field goals, and long drives yield few points for sure. 5 combined drives, 10+ plays, and it's 9-0. McConkey, the leading receiver. He's in tight on the left side. Rosamie Jack-Saint looked like a broken play. Stetson Bennett makes something out of it, though. Gets out near the 45.
Yeah, I think he was thinking that maybe this is an RPO opportunity, and then he goes, wait, there's no pass available on the RPO, so I just got to follow up because I don't want to get yelled at when I get back to the bench.
That's something he does really well when he has to improvise. He's a shifty runner. I don't know if shifty's the right word, but he's...
No, I think that is the word. You know, he's very athletic, underrated athletically and mentally. You know, he's a little bit of a gunslinger, we'll say that, but so what? I mean, I'd ride that type of a guy.
He scored 7 times on the ground this year. Under center here on 3rd down and 3. They fake the jet sweep. They pitch it to McIntosh. And he gets collared, but not before he picks up the 1st down. Kenny McIntosh running strong today for Georgia.
Yeah, they're just chipping away. They're doing a little bit of the Kentucky offense versus Kentucky here. Just moving the chains. Not having to punt, as we said in the open, and just run it behind McClendon right there. That always works.
Warren McClendon, big right tackle, has been playing a lot of ball over there on that side.
You know, the irony of this Georgia running attack, the 3 big runs of the year were Bauer 75, McConkey 70, and Bennett 64.
That's right. Tight end, a wide receiver, and a quarterback. Play action. Stetson Bennett's going to go deep.
Oh, man.
And he threw it right to Kentucky. Intercepted at the 10 by Jordan Lovett.
The gunslinger fired his gun way late on this one. McConkey broke his route, but Stetson waited so long. The post was not there. You just got to drop that ball off. Okay, watch. Ladd McConkey thinks, no, there's safety there. Got nowhere to go. He's not throwing it. Oh, he is. He's throwing it to me.
So Kentucky gets what they desperately needed, a turnover to open the 3rd quarter, and that'll give it back to Will Levis and company when we come back. Kentucky with the ball back, down 9. The first pass of the 2nd half shouldn't have been thrown, Gary.
Yeah, let's watch this play. It's a play-action pass. No urgency here early in the downs, and look what he's got. Receiver number 1. No, not covered. I mean covered. 2, covered. 3, covered. Here's the guy right there, number 4. Just drop it off, move the chains. That would have been the play on an early down. Don't need that big play, and that was the mistake. Especially on 1st down, right now.
So, no. Why did I do that? And Kirby's asking the same question.
There's no real answer. Let me tell you, when you do one of those, you come and go, I have no idea, Coach. It was an out-of-body experience.
1st down at the 11 following the interception. Chris Rodriguez tries a cutback, got a couple out of it. Javon Bullard made the first contact to drag him down. Georgia not good in the turnover margin.
And can you believe, though, a number 1 team in the country
in the last 22 years is -2.
-2. Can you believe that?
No. It's part of the problem that Alabama had this year as well. Kentucky's -4, but they just picked one up. Well, they evened off. He threw an interception. They got one back. They're still -4 on the year. And whistle blows this dead.
False start. Offense, number 6, 5-yard penalty.
Kentucky had a couple of, we talked about their opportunities. Here down in the red zone, the better numbers were to the top. The safety couldn't get over the top, and that allowed the corner to sink to it. Then, at the end of the half, a nice accurate pass here gets you out of the half 6-0. 2 little mistakes. I mean, it's, you know, a decision one way and an inaccurate pass means it's instead of 9-0, it could be 6-3 Kentucky.
Second down at 13. After that false start, Dane Key sidearm throw out, and a loss on this one as Jaton McClain gets drilled inside the 5.
It's the 2nd time Lassiter has made this play on the quick screen. Remember early when Caddis didn't get the block? Well, this time no block again.
And a sure tackle by Lassiter. Now it's 3rd down and 16, and if Levis is throwing, he's going to be shotgun from his own end zone.
Really odd. Levis actually is his most accurate on 3rd down, 75%, 62% on all other downs, but he's been sacked the most on 3rd down as well, 19 times.
We'll see which one it ends up being. You've got to get 16 yards to get a 1st down deep in his own end zone. Throws it out over to the Georgia bench right over the top of Kirby Smart. And the Cats will have to give it back. So no harm done by the interception by Jordan Lovett. Georgia should get good field position for Ladd McConkey. Is going to be back around midfield. And Wilson Berry, we told you, is the backup punter. And did a good job on his first one. He had a 45-yarder.
Yeah, he's been kicking them end over end, though. Each one of these. Usually those are ones when you try to down it inside the 10. But I wonder if that's all he has.
He's one of those Australian rules football guys, so that's usually what you get. McConkey's going to try to get everybody out of the way. Look, a nice bounce, though, for the Wildcats. A really nice bounce.
Couldn't have it any better.
All the way down to the 41-yard line. Good job again. Tight ball game in Lexington. 9-0 Georgia. Reminder for you coming up later in the game. It's our play of the game presented by Jersey Mike Subs. Just over 10 minutes remaining here, 3rd quarter. And the saddest story of the college football season, honoring the Cavaliers. Their home game canceled today after loss of 3 teammates and a couple other people that were injured. And our thoughts and prayers go out to the families of all those players who lost their lives. It's a horrible incident, and
can't imagine being on.
No, I can't either. Georgia at the 42 with Kendall Milton with Stetson Bennett in the backfield, and he'll get the carry on a counter, and Kendall Milton, nice run of 8 yards before Jordan Wright brings him down.
Well, they've run this play about 10 times so far in this game. It's the counter, as Brad has been telling you. They pull the backside guys, just follow those big ones coming around. Big block by Washington, by the way. There's always a big block by Washington out there. In fact, we were talking about the long runs so far for Georgia this year. Washington has been involved in both of them.
As a great blocker.
Yeah, even though he wasn't the ball carrier.
2nd down and 2. Milton again. Kendall Milton again. Big run. Still bouncing off would-be tacklers to the 36-yard line. Now pick up of 13 more.
Well, watch him again. The big tight end. Not only a receiver, but he seals off the inside. Gets a little help by Rosamie Jack Sake that play. What a way to seal that line off.
Georgia going with some tempo here. Milton broke another tackle. It's looking like he wants more and more carries. First it was McIntosh. Now it's Milton, the 2 upperclassmen.
Well, it's been a staple of this Georgia offense. They always got 2 of them, right? I mean, at least. And this team has 3 of them. And they use them. They all seem to be about the same size. They're physical. They're patient at the line of scrimmage. And they break a lot of tackles.
Now they go to the 3rd guy. He's not a normal 3rd guy. Dejon Edwards back in there.
He's 3rd guy who actually came into the game with the most
yards. That's right. 2nd down and 7. And they're going to keep hammering it. And he's got a 1st down, and Georgia's starting to maul the Kentucky defense on this drive.
That's as pretty of a jump cut you can do twice in one run. Watch this patience. Watch him jump twice. Hands it, stop, jump. Jump inside. Wow, beautiful. 2 great cuts on that play.
1st down at the 22. Now Bennett's going to loft it out to Edwards. Edwards got a block on the corner, got inside the 20 to the 19. Zion Childress in on another tackle from the secondary. Georgia, after a stop on downs, an interception, and a punt, got field goals out of all of them. And now after their own interception, they're driving down and in the red zone again.
Well, it's interesting on that interception on the long pass to McConkey. I mean, Bennett came into this game leading FBS quarterbacks in passes to non-wide receivers. The most yards to tight ends and running backs. He goes deep, he gets picked off.
Guy wanted to go deep to. McConkey is in motion. They're just going to keep running it. Kenny McIntosh back in there. Another 1st down. McIntosh has got it 1st and goal inside the 10.
Yeah, you could almost feel that this one was going to come back with power football. We saw it, remember, in the SEC, was it the SEC championship? Might have been the national championship game. That was. They were behind. They came back and ran the ball against Alabama and just kind of changed the ball game there to take a 1-point lead. Those kind of blend together, too. Those
yeah, they do, don't they?
They've met each other. Not this year. They're not meeting each other.
They won't meet each other in the SEC title game this year. It'll be LSU right at the 10-yard line. It's 1st and goal.
Yeah, they'll learn these 10 yards for a touchdown, won't they?
McIntosh, that's a tough half a yard.
This is where Stetson starts to come be valuable with his legs. Last 4 games, he scored a touchdown running the ball.
They like to do that little RPO, and then if he's got the corner out there and there's nobody home, he'll just take it that way.
That's right. There's about 3 plays in one. He can hand it off. He can hit that back in the flat, or he can just take it himself.
2nd and goal.
They like to bring Bowers across the formation and put him in the flat.
Instead, they do it with Darnell Washington from the 9.
There's Bowers in the flat.
And there's the touchdown by Kenny McIntosh.
Could have done it either way. Beautiful design play. Handed off for the run. Had Bowers to the wing. 3 plays in one, like triple option offense.
9-yard touchdown run by Kenny McIntosh.
Watch Bowers going behind. You can hand it off if you want. You can keep it if you want. Not a bad decision there at all, either way.
Only 1 pass in there. The rest was ground and pound for the Georgia offense.
And even that pass was behind the line of scrimmage. There was 1 man. The receivers were downfield blocking. It was basically run every play.
Podlesny in for the point after. His first extra point attempt of the day, and it's good. Georgia goes 58 yards in 8 plays, just under 4 minutes. Kenny McIntosh and Kendall Milton do most of the work, and it's the Dogs 16-0. So Georgia with the first touchdown of the ball game. 9-yard run as they did most of that on the ground on that last drive. Kenny McIntosh, look at those even numbers on the touchdown run. 7th of the year for Kenny. Getting a little oxygen over there on the sideline. Has given his team a 16-0 lead. Marion Brown waiting on Jack Podlesny's kickoff. Georgia trying to go to 11-0. They already know they're going to be in the SEC championship against LSU. They've got another quarter and a half here, and then it's Georgia Tech to wrap up their regular season. This one is returnable, and Marion Brown will bring it from a yard deep. Broke a couple tackles and got it out to the 25. Now it's time for our hometown connection presented by T-Mobile. Here's Jenny.
Yeah, this year Kentucky signed its highest ranked recruiting class in school history, including Lexington native Dane Key, who grew up just 6 miles from here. He was the state's #1 prospect. Dane received over 20 national offers, but he chose Kentucky, which also happened to be where his father, Dante, played in the mid-90s. Now here's a little twist to the story. Coach Stoops passed on Dane's older brother, Devin. He told us he made a big mistake there that Mama Key took a while to warm back up to him, but didn't make that same mistake twice, guys.
Yeah, got a really good player, and he said, I got Mom back on my side now. That's good.
We all know getting her on your side always works better.
Absolutely. Great story. And Levis, second time he's carried it today, picks up 6 yards.
So Ness, here's the challenge for Kentucky. 3 straight games they haven't even thrown for 200 yards. 59 yards passing so far. And if you really look, since Kirby's got this Georgia team going in 17, the quarterbacks that he's lost to, or even when they beat Baker Mayfield, a double overtime, Tua, Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, Kyle Trask, Mac Jones. I mean, it's tough to beat this Georgia team if you don't play high-level quarterback.
Yeah, you got to be almost perfect. Off the play fake, Levis wants to throw, has to lob it, and incomplete, intended for DeMarcus Harris. And at the end of the play, Georgia was getting some heat on Will Levis.
Yeah, Kamari Lassiter is having himself a really good football game here. stays in phase, has to be a perfect pass. We saw a perfect pass early in the game, remember, coming out of their own end zone? But that's what they challenge you. That's why I said with these little pressure is, we'll let that go. You talk about those high-level quarterbacks, Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, Tua. I mean, to move it against this defense, you better bring it all. And I think to beat him, you got to bring a high-level passing game.
Big third down for Kentucky if they want to stay in this game at the 5.5-minute mark of the third quarter. Down 2 scores. Third down at 4. Levis fires, should have been caught, incomplete. Skipped off the hands of Jaton McClain, and it's 4th down.
This time Will Levis went to the exact guy he should. Let's see how accurate it is. Perfect little spot, zip it in there. Oh, you got to catch that. You got to make that play for your football team. Can't throw it any better. And then Will goes, you know, I've been getting pounded back here. I just got hit on the one before. And,
little help.
Yeah, little help. That's something you do in your sleep and practice every day, and can't make it when you need to.
Berry's had a 45-yard punt and a 54-yard punt and roll. This time, McConkey lets it go out of bounds at about the 25 or 26-yard line. So Georgia's got the ball back. They scored last time. They've got 5:19 in the third quarter and a 16-point lead. Brings you today's Scholar athletes. Jack Podlesny for Georgia, who's accounted for 10 points today for them, 111 on the year. Will Levis for Kentucky. Invesco proud to support student athletes on and off the field with a donation of $1,000 to both Georgia and Kentucky's general scholarship funds. Dejon Edwards in the backfield with Stetson Bennett. He'll get the carry and get a couple. Last drive for Georgia, all 3 backs, and just jammed it down Kentucky's throat, Garrett.
Yeah, there's artistry in a beautiful running game sometimes. When you match up the power up front, highly recruited players with backs that are patient and learn how to find those holes. When you're calling plays up there like offensive coordinator Todd Monken is doing, it's easy to dial them that work and look just like that. That's as good a drive as you could have for Georgia.
See if they keep doing much of the same. 2nd down and 8. Edwards, only a couple more, and they'll bring up 3rd down.
Good answer. Back-to-back stops that time.
Khalil Saunders, big fella, in on the tackle, or at least stopping Edwards.
Now the decision. You know, you've got a 16-0 lead right now. You're backed up on your 30. Last real pass that your quarterback threw was an interception. How do you call a play here if you're Todd Monken?
There's Todd, the offensive coordinator for Georgia. See what he's dialed up. Brock Bowers is on the right side. McConkey is as well.
They have not been able to get pressure bringing forward. Do they dare blitz?
Play clock down to 1. Just got it off. They're going to bring pressure from the secondary. Bennett throws, almost intercepted, but it's caught by Blaylock. Dominic Blaylock. And a big play for Georgia. That was so close to being a pick 6 going the other way.
I got to say, when he threw it, I went, uh-oh, to myself. I didn't want to interrupt your call, but I went, this could go the other way. Look at that. Inches away to the outside. That's an outside linebacker right there, and he had a chance. He had the big interception against Florida earlier in the year that changed that ball game, and that could have been a big changing play as well.
Instead, it's a 35-yard pass play and a 1st down at the Kentucky 34.
Man, threw it flat-footed. Opportunity an inch shorter could have been.
Only a yard for Kendall Milton. Take another look from the back end of the pass play.
You know how I want to look at it as we watch this one kind of a little bit wider. Watch number 15 have a chance for it to the flat. What we really should do is put the camera on Todd Monken on this throw. That's the angle I'd like to see. Right when that ball's let go, he would be going,
oh, yes. No, yeah. And again, Stetson Bennett sidearmed that baby just over the fingertips of the defender. And 2nd down and 9 now. Bowers switches sides. The tight end lines up on the left. Kenny McIntosh behind his blocking. And he's not going to get much this time. Nice job by Kentucky. And again, a big guy, Khalil Saunders. All 6'5", 290 pounds of the redshirt freshman.
You know, Georgia's run this play so many times in this game. Takes me back in the days when I was running it with Billy Sims. We would get in the huddle and literally just say Billy right or Billy left. Everybody knew what the play was. You think he gets in the huddle and go, we're going to go to the left. And everybody knows what the play is.
And it still didn't stop him.
Yeah.
Well, here's another third down situation. Stetson Bennett picked it up on that last throw on third down.
Talking about the great Billy Sims, by the way.
McConkey in motion. They're going to keep it on the ground. Little sidestep, and McIntosh, not only the first down, but more. All the way down to the 8-yard line.
Well, he beat the early penetration, and then after that, it was over, wasn't it? Penetration inside. Watch him sidestep it. Gets it deep. Oh, man. Actually, the penetration was being mauled. There was nobody there to even make the tackle.
When he hits that hole, he really explodes. Here's a lob pass. And out of bounds at the 5 is Dominique Blaylock, who has 2 catches on this drive.
There was penetration, but there were blockers on top of the penetration. And that's what made the cut so easy and smooth to make.
Georgia at the Kentucky 5. Second down and goal.
Remember, they had Bowers in the flat when they handed the ball off on the touchdown for an easy touchdown. Let's see if they come back to that counter look and flip out Bowers into the right flat.
Bowers is on the left flank. It's Edwards, still driving, down to the 1 or very close.
Same play, gave it again. Bowers goes behind the line of scrimmage with the potential flip out into the outside, but this time everybody just pulling.
You know, Kentucky's doing all they can, and they're playing as hard as they can defensively, but this is just demoralizing.
Yeah, I don't think it's that they're tired. It's just that they look up at the scoreboard and go, do we have anything? And here comes Jalen Carter on offense. We saw this last year, didn't we?
Jumbo set here. He'll be the up man in the eye. Dejon Edwards the tail. Third down and goal from the 1. Edwards didn't get there. Nice job by Kentucky with a goal line stand.
Yeah, he tried to follow Jalen Carter, but he didn't. Jalen goes a little hole wider, and he sticks it inside. There's nothing there. And as the fourth quarter starts, Kirby Smart's going to have to decide if he wants to make it 19-0 or go for it.
That go for it would be 4th and goal outside the 1. We'll find out when the fourth quarter starts when we come back. The Home Depot SEC on CBS enters the fourth quarter. Georgia leading 16-0 and a 4th and goal at the 1-yard line, and Georgia is elected to go for it. They haven't gone on 4th down today, but they are 9 out of 10 on the year. And they've only given up 119 yards to Kentucky's offense, so they're going to try to nail the coffin right here. And no. Kendall Milton didn't get there. Nice job by Kentucky's defense led by Jamaris Dinkins.
No push on back-to-back plays. So you say they might have lost a little hard. It's hard to look up there with no points, but the blue wall this time was put by the defensive line for Kentucky.
Defensive coordinator Brad White's defense makes a huge stop. Still 16-0 Georgia. Sports game recap. Kenny McIntosh, 100-yard game and his 7th touchdown of the year. Georgia's last trip to the red zone got him down to the 1-yard line. Welcome back to the booth, everybody. Brad and Gary. Georgia's last drive, 10 plays, 72 yards. Problem is they needed 73.
Yeah, I think the drive before was so easy. They said, oh, let's just push this thing in. I got to be honest. If I would have called it, if I was, I'd have gone for it too.
I would have too.
Yeah, because if they get 8 points there, it's 24-0, 9 for 10, as you mentioned. I think it was a worthwhile gamble, and now, yeah, it's 16-0, but
they're at the 1-yard line.
Yeah, and you got to figure your offensive line has been pushing them around all game. Get some push. They didn't do it. Give Kentucky credit.
Bad news for the Wildcats offense. Will Levis is about 5 yards deep in his own end zone to take this snap. That's Dingle, the tight end, in motion. Levis looking that way and fires it in the dirt, incomplete. Dane Key, I guess, was the intended receiver.
Yeah, it's you know, sometimes for Will Levis comes back for this year with such high hopes, so many things talked about this being one of the hopes of this Kentucky team with the firepower, Levis, Rodriguez, but the young receivers. I mean, they got a transfer receiver, and in Key and Brown, 2 true freshmen, never really seem to have hooked up. They don't look like they're on the same page on a lot of throws. Couple that with a lot of sacks and new offensive linemen, you can see it's a perfect storm.
Yeah. Or the imperfect storm, whatever it is. Rodriguez is split out.
14:51.
We're going to put that 1 second back on. Levis, empty backfield. Got both those young tight ends in there. Caddis and Dingle. And again, he'll take it 5 yards deep in his own end zone. And now he's going to run with it to get himself some room to work and might even have a first down out of it. Rodriguez got a nice block.
Yeah, and that's the Will Levis we thought we'd see this year. You know, terrorizing these defenses with his legs and size and arm, but, you know, he's been playing, you know, with 1 foot basically all year.
And a banged up shoulder as well. First down at the 11. Rodriguez, strong run. There's the Chris Rodriguez we're used to for about 15.
God, he's pushing through, what, 4 guys? He gets some help late, but most of that was Rodriguez.
So another Kentucky first down.
Two of their best drives have been coming out of their own end zone.
I was going to say, they come up with a goal line stand, and this is the best they've looked.
Since the opening one, right?
Yep. From the 26. Levis, pressure coming, going deep. Got a man there and got it to him at the 35, and it's Barry Brown, one of those young guys Gary just talked about. And Georgia got lost in the secondary a little bit there somehow.
Did. Lead man in the stack this time. Gets his speed. Oh, a double break. He braked in, then he broke out, and then back in for the nice throw and a big play. Remember, coming into this game, no big passing plays for the last 4 games. 2 of them today.
And that was a 42-yarder in front of Chris Smith, the most experienced guy Georgia has in the secondary.
Yeah, but the experience that Chris Smith is to stay away from those man-to-man coverages. They isolate him. That was good play call, good design by this Kentucky offense.
Ja'Tar McClain back in the backfield for Kentucky as they moved it from their own 1 to the Georgia 32. RPO is right on the money to Caddis, the tight end, and he's got it at the 16. And the Cats got something going here.
It looked like the RPO, he was never going to get it out of the stomach of the ball carrier. He got it out clean, and there's that quick release. And you know, another thing about that left shoulder, when you throw, that left shoulder is your trigger. That's what gives you the quick release. And when that thing's bothering you and your left toe, it's a tough chore for a quarterback.
You're kind of cocking it right to the left to let it rip. Well, they've got gains of 42 and 16 yards off the arm of Will Levis, and they worked it to the Georgia 16-yard line. Just a 2-possession game. Touchdown, a 2-point conversion here, and we got a ball game. Levis out in the flat to Brown again, trying to make one man miss and only got about a 2-yard gain out of it. Javon Bullard brought him down.
I would think right now, if considering the way these games go, if you're Kentucky and you're calling plays, you're thinking 4-down territory right now as you call this 2nd down play.
Rich Gangarello is the offensive coordinator for the Wildcats. So far, what he's dialing up is paying off. 2nd and 8. Georgia shifts on the defensive front. Chris Rodriguez trying to bounce it outside, and he's going to get 3 out of it, maybe 4. Chris Smith and Chaz Chambliss in on the tackle for Georgia. Next snap will come with less than 11 minutes to go. Georgia pitching a shutout. They've got a couple of those already this year, but This is the best looking drive for Kentucky all day. Empty backfield. 3rd down and 5. They can get a first at the 6-yard line. Now Rodriguez is going to come back and join Levis in the Wildcat backfield. Georgia's bringing an extra rusher. Levis got rid of it and threw a dart, but a great catch, but an even better tackle out there in the flat. Keely Ringo.
Yeah, we saw that all game against Tennessee. Remember how well those Georgia defensive backs tackled in the secondary. Tennessee completed a lot of passes, and this is a great catch to the outside by Brown, but a sure tackle to make it 4th and 3.
Started this drive on the 1. Kentucky's last 99-yard drive was 7 years ago. As Gary said, they need 3 more yards or this one's going to end too.
Well, a lot of people compare Will Levis to Josh Allen. This is where you'd like to see the Josh Allen run from the quarterback position.
Levis, slant, touchdown, Berrien Brown.
Going for 2. Beautiful designed play by Skerngello that time. Trips, watch a fake pick and then slant right behind it. This receiver goes right at him, come right underneath it. Right at the 3rd guy, come right in it, crisscross, there's the opening. Beautiful delivery, how about that drive?
99 yards, and they go for 2.
So Kirby, and we think, well, we'll make that 1 yard. And if I don't, they're not going to go 99. Well, both things went wrong.
Yep. They're over on 2-point conversions. They desperately need this one. Even if they don't get it, it's just a 2-score game. But this would make it really interesting in the next 10 minutes. Levis, the fade to the corner, overshot Berrien Brown, the guy that caught the touchdown pass.
Did Lesser get his arm on the receiver right down here to slow him down? A little pushing, shoving. I think a good no call.
Another look at the touchdown. A 99-yard drive in 9 plays, a 9-yard touchdown, and it's a 10-point game. Will Levis, 17 touchdown pass of the year, has closed the gap to 16-6 here in Lexington.
Yeah, that was a man's drive right there by Will Levis and his football team. Remember, he scrambled out of the end zone. Again, not 100%, we know that, but that's the guy when you're a quarterback and you're out there before the game saying, we got to do this together. He did it.
Kieris Jackson will field this kick at the 6-yard line. And flags fly as he got to the 30. Penalty markers all over the place. Flags were flown in front of where he was stopped on the kick return. Normally a block behind
During
him.
the return,
Back is
holding,
behind him.
Receiving team, number 80. 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. 1st down.
So that's going to send it back to about the 20-yard line to start the drive. But we send it back to Adam Zucker on our new. So Georgia at the 20. Here with 9:47 to go in the ball game. And it's Kenny McIntosh again. Cartwheels out for 12 yards and a 1st down, Georgia.
Yeah, this is the zone read to the left side. Stetson Bennett can keep it if he wants. He holds that blitzing slot from Phillips, number 23. See how he just held him just enough because he has the threat of keeping that ball that allowed that crease for that game.
Boy, what a game for Kenny McIntosh at this point. A touchdown on a 133-yard day on 15 carries, and I'm sure he's not done yet. Bulldog 1st down at the 33. McIntosh again, weaving his way on the inside for 3 more. So Kirby Smart, Mark Stoops, active head coaches. I mentioned this at halftime. Mark Stoops behind Nick Saban in longevity, and then Kirby's next. in his 7th year, also with a national championship. With that, we test your knowledge with trivia question. Who's the longest active head coach in the nation at one school? Not the SEC, the whole country. See how we tie all that together?
You did? Yeah. Very nicely. Before the snap, too.
Yeah. 2nd down and 7. McIntosh waits for his blockers. Gets out across the 40, but it's going to be a 3rd down. Getting cooler out, it feels like to me, Jenny. I don't know about you.
It is. First time I've really seen the players spend a lot of time in front of the heater. Stetson Bennett just had the massage gun going on his right arm and shoulder. He was standing in front of the heater, stretching out, making sure his muscles were nice and warm. It's like mid-20s down here, guys.
Yeah. It was about 37 and 38 at kickoff. But as the sun has gone down and the wind has increased a little bit, it's a little bit chilly.
This is the play, not just for a stop, but to climb left in this football game. This Kentucky defense needs to stop Georgia right here.
Bowers in motion to the inside to help block for McIntosh. They're not going to get it.
Nope.
No gain on 3rd and 2. Deion Walker came in and got a piece of him.
That's 3 consecutive short yards plays that Georgia's offensive line has not moved Kentucky an inch. 2 down at the goal line with an opportunity to put the game away. And now here, the opportunity to take another 2.5 minutes off the clock.
This is Georgia's first punt of the day. Brett Thorson, who we saw knock a 75-yarder against Tennessee out of bounds at the 1-yard line. He'd like to do something like that here. Tavian Robinson is back as a return man. Robinson lets it go, and it goes out of bounds. And where are they going to mark it? Around the 5, or are they going to walk it up higher? Oh, not even close.
There, 10-yard line.
Well, still not a bad punt. So Thorson does his job. 90 yards away from a score, but remember last time they were 99 yards away from a score. Sports embraces authentic stories. Share yours at #MyNativeStory. Story of this one, 6:55 remaining. Georgia in front of Kentucky by 10. We asked you the Aflac trivia question a couple of minutes ago, and it was, who's the longest active head coach in the nation at one school? We told you about the SEC. Kirk Ferentz, Iowa, in his 24th year. I believe they're in action right now as we speak. From the 10-yard line, Kentucky's got it back. Went 99 on 9 plays last time. Will Levis getting some pressure, but going deep. The ball is wobbling in the air, and it's caught again by Barian Brown.
You better bring your passing game if you want to move the ball against Georgia. Deep shots. This is really the 3rd deep shot that Kentucky has hit against this Georgia defense. They've been crowded. Defense has been close, but when the ball's up in the air, the offense has the advantage.
47-yard pickup to the Georgia 43. I thought that thing was a dying duck when he let it go.
But they're catchable.
So immediately one play and into Georgia territory. Jaton McClain in the backfield with Levis. We approach the 6-minute mark. Georgia bringing some pressure on Levis. Oh, and just off the fingertips of Jordan Dingle. He would have had a 1st down and much more.
What a beautifully designed play. You run a screen to the left, then you spin around and fake the quick screen out to the right, and then you delay the tight end right here, delays for the sneak in the middle. Beautiful play. Everybody has it. Everybody has that play. Just hard to call it once in a while because it takes a while, and that's probably the 2nd pass that have just been inches away from a big play.
There's a quarterback comparison on the day. But right now it's Will Levis, number 7, who's leading the charge for the Wildcats to try to draw closer to Georgia, and he lofts it to the corner.
Yep.
Flags fly in. It's going to be pass interference on Kamari Lassiter.
No doubt. Ball just thrown underthrown just enough that when the receiver turns around to get it, Lassiter runs right into him.
Dane Key trying to stay with that ball, got the flag.
Pass interference. Defense, number 3. 15-yard penalty. automatic first down.
And the last 3 big catches, Dane Key for the touchdown, Barian Brown on the long pass, and then Key again, true freshman. Remember, field goal is big here still for Kentucky. Makes it a 1-possession game.
First down at the 28.
Jalen Carter just re-entered the game. This is the first play of this series he's been in.
A quick release and a throw, and the ball in and out of the hands of Dingle. Georgia's got it. Chris Smith heading down the sideline. They're bringing it back.
Calling it incomplete. Clearly called by the officials. 3 of them making the same call. Let's see. Perfect pass.
Make a football move? No.
I don't think so. He had it long enough to me. Did he have it long enough? Was it a football move? I guess is the look. We'll see if it goes to replay.
Gene Steratore is with us in the booth. Gene, what'd you see?
To me, it just doesn't feel like it's enough of a time element there for the football move. Just as he starts to turn, it gets popped out, and it's a bang-banger, but I think it completes the right call, guys.
And that's what they go with. Second down and 10 then at the 28. Georgia with a blitz off the corner. Levis throws that way. Too strong, incomplete for Rashawn Lewis.
Yeah, Smile Manda, number 2, that time was in the face of Levis, forced that pass, blitz from the right side of the screen, forces it high, and just a bit off target.
Now the field goal, if they don't get this third down, would be about 46 yards.
From here.
But still a third down to try to pick it up.
Remember, this team has given up 39 sacks. None in this game.
They had one, but it was taken away by penalty. Otherwise, they haven't hit Levis. They're coming at him now as he lets it fly, and he got it to Barian Brown again.
I think it's a first down, don't you think?
It looks like the forward progress is past the sticks at the 18, I think.
You could see the arm strength from Will Levis and why a lot of the pro scouts love him, the way he delivers that ball quickly.
Georgia trying to change up their personnel. Kentucky trying to go quickly. Nobody's set. Sidearm out to Brown again. And he got out of bounds. It's going to be right around the 16.
We saw it last year when we watched Will play in person. The way he could snap those balls off. There's no windup, just a trigger, and it's out there. Goes 235 pounds, 6'4".
Georgia won that game last year 30-13 in Athens, but Kentucky, their touchdown drive took about 11 minutes and was at the end of the game, so it was more lopsided than what we're seeing right now. 5 minutes to go. 10-point game. And second down and 9 for the Wildcats. Blitz coming off the corner. Levis is going down at the 20. They finally got to him. Javon Bullard, who had a huge game against Tennessee as a rusher, and he's got another one here.
As a rusher and as a cover person coming right off there. Why is he there? There's only 2 players, 2 receivers. He's coming off the edge, not picked up quick enough by Kentucky.
3rd and 13, and now Georgia's going to have to take a timeout. They didn't have the personnel they wanted on the field or couldn't get the extra person off, one of the two. 4:26 remaining. Top-ranked Georgia in a dog and cat fight in Kentucky. Time for our GMC game changers. This freshman wide receiver, Barian Brown, has been huge in the second half. Only about 165 pounds, a freshman out of Nashville, but he's come up big, Gary.
Yes, and so has Dane Key for the touchdown, but willing to throw the ball deep has been a big part of it. But that third down throw right there, and the freshman going up and catching it in traffic, that was big-time football.
Named a mid-season freshman All-American. He's playing like one right now.
Second in the nation in kickoff returns.
Had a 100-yarder for a touchdown. Today, a big day. You just saw his numbers. On this drive that started at the 10-yard line, has gone 70 yards in 7 plays, all passes, and another one upcoming right here. 3rd down and 13. Levis, heat on him again. That one goes to the sideline. It's 4th down.
Got to take the field goal. Make it a 1-possession game right now. Field goal, yes. Mark was spending a lot of time arguing about whether there was interference in the back of the field of play right there. There was a jam. Was he more than 5 yards downfield? Mark Stoops thought he was, and Will Levis thought he was. When you watch it,
Intentional grounding, offense number 7.
That's a tough call.
The passer was in the tackle box and threw the ball to an area with no receiver. Lost him down in spot of the foul.
See, what Will is
4th
saying
down.
is the receiver got knocked down just as I was letting it go. This is a tough call, Gene.
It is, Gary, and you know, you can't read intent if the receiver ran the wrong route. There is a chuck before the ball leaves the quarterback's hand, so it's not pass interference, but officials can't rule whether the receiver broke the wrong way or not. They have to stay with the principles. He's in the pocket, under pressure. When he lets the ball go, there's no receiver in the area.
Yeah.
That was the communication they had.
But it's not that he went the wrong way. He was knocked down when he was going that direction. It's not that he went the wrong way. That's the problem, and why Coach Stoops is so upset with the call.
A little more than upset.
You've had that. That's sometimes you just gotta pretend you don't hear it, right?
You never take it personal. You just you try to tell them what you feel, and then you take it back.
The tough part of it is it could take him out of
4th down.
Oh, they're going to move it back. So did he win his argument? Oh, this is. They called intentional grounding, and now they picked it up, and Will's going, what am I arguing about?
Well, it's Matt Ruffalo right now, who last week had field goals at 47, 27, and 39. He had a 37-yarder blocked. This is his first attempt today. This is from 38 yards to try to make it a 1-score game. 6th-year senior Matt Ruffalo. Bad snap and a bad kick. No good.
The laces were right at the kicker because of the bad snap. He did not have enough time to spin it.
Chance Poore was trying to get the ball off the ground on the snap from Cade DeGraw, and that one never had a chance.
No.
Here's another look.
Snap is low, bounces.
So one hopper.
Look at that. Laces are right at the kicker. What they really don't want to see. It spooks them.
Well, wasted drive that went 70 yards. And the field goal's no good. And the lead remains double digits for Georgia.
Ness, a lot went great on that drive for Kentucky. And then at the end, it just couldn't be finished off. I mean, everybody had an argument. That receiver was going into that area. Then they call intentional grounding. Then it's not. And it just didn't seem like Kentucky could get back in sync then when they got up there.
So Georgia takes over with 4:17 remaining.
That seemed to be a very poor job by the officiating crew right there. I mean, Kentucky was completely off balance. Didn't know what was going on at all.
Georgia goes back to Kenny McIntosh for 1 yard. And Kentucky has all its timeouts, but eventually they'll have to use them. Georgia has 2 remaining.
Yeah, and remember it, because of it going for 2, which they had to, obviously. You know, it's a 2-possession game for Kentucky.
So Kentucky uses one of their timeouts. Just over 4 minutes to go. Top-ranked Georgia clinging to a 10-point lead here in Lexington. For you. Kentucky with 2 timeouts remaining. 4:10 remaining in the ball game. Georgia 2nd down and 9. And here comes Stetson Bennett. He's going to get a first down and tiptoes out of bounds. First time today he's used his legs by design, pretty much.
Yep.
And it's a big play.
I thought we would have seen it a couple times near the goal line to kind of put this game away, but they stuck to run the ball inside. Didn't pick up the touchdown, but still in control of this football game.
Stetson with a 17-yard pickup out to the 38-yard line, and you see him with the hands,
and
with
remember,
the inner fingers saying, let's get in the huddle, guys.
And remember, in college ball, it doesn't really matter if you go out of bounds until you're under 2 minutes, not under 4 minutes.
You'll want to use all of that play clock. Nope, he's going to go a little quicker than that. Dejon Edwards on the toss sweep. And Edwards out around the 43. So Kirby Smart, when we talked to him, quite frankly, doesn't tell us a lot of stuff that he tells the team, but he told Gary and Jenny and I yesterday, he said, I said to the team, in the last 40 years, how many teams do you think have gone back-to-back in the regular season, winning all your regular season SEC games? Of course, those kids don't know and probably don't care. But he said that's a pretty big accomplishment. It's only happened twice.
Sure.
Georgia's got an opportunity to do it right now.
It's the Spurrier group, and of course, Kirby was part of that Alabama group when they did it.
Kirby said I had to look it up myself because I figured at Alabama we did it several times, but they didn't.
You know, and I want to just tip my hat to Mark Stoops' football team this whole year, and of course Brad White and their defensive football team. Just think about this. Modern college football, if this Kentucky football team would have scored 25 points in every game, they would be 9-1 going into this game.
Yeah.
Just 25. That's not a lot to ask for in modern college football.
Timeout, 2:49. Third down in the yard coming up for Georgia. Still to come, Adam, Rick, and BJ will bring you today's best highlights from a Super Saturday of college football on the post-game show presented by Rocket Mortgage. A lot of teams in the upper echelon of the college football rankings have struggled today. Georgia's doing the same thing here. Kentucky's down to one timeout. Georgia picks up this third down. It should just about do it for the top-ranked team in the land.
Except for the last 3 times they had this type of play, they didn't get it.
That's right.
2 on the goal line and 1 the last time on third down and short.
Didn't matter if it was Edwards, Milton, or McIntosh. In this case, it's McIntosh behind Bowers playing fullback. And it's Bennett trying to do it himself, and I don't think so.
Nope, he did not. They even tried the quarterback push, and it didn't work.
It's going to be fourth down.
As Gene likes to say, emptying the bucket. Georgia emptied their bucket on their short yardage and goal line plays, and they didn't work.
Came up over.
Yep.
Bennett trying to get pushed from behind by both McIntosh and Bauer, and didn't get there. So fourth down in the yard. This thing is not over.
Nope. And I would assume Kentucky would take a timeout here, wouldn't they?
They got one left. And they did take their last timeout, but they're going to get the ball back. I said before the timeout, Kentucky's going to get the ball back. That was an assumption on my part. It's fourth down and 1. And they are going to punt. Brett Thorson. I think there was some Kentucky thought that maybe Georgia was going to go for it because they just changed up their personnel in a hurry. And they still got Berrien Brown back there, the freshman at the 10-yard line. And remember, he's got a 100-yard kickoff return to his credit as well this year. And we've seen what he can do as a wide receiver. Whoa, he's run into. The ball goes to the end zone, and the flags fly in. Georgia's saying that the player was pushed into him.
Was he pushed, or was the Brown trying to block on the play so he couldn't be downed?
Nyland Green is the guy that got tangled up back there, I think.
Well, we're going to get a look.
Oh, I don't know. 2 number 1s there, one in blue and one in white.
I could not see if he got shoved on that one.
He didn't call fair catch, right?
I don't think he got shoved.
Kick after interference.
Yeah.
Kicking team number 1. 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
I think his hand was just incidentally laid on his back. I didn't think he shoved him.
Gene, what do you think?
I think it's really unique in the sense that when you see the football where it's at and where the receiver now who doesn't signal fair catch and can block, is he in a position to receive that punt? he has to be in a position to catch the punt, have interference with the opportunity to catch.
I thought he was trying to block him.
And that's exactly what I was feeling too, Gary. And I thought the ball was past him or just past him, so he's really not making an attempt to catch it.
Good point.
You know, and I think that was the discussion.
So Kentucky's got it at the 25. Down 10, no timeouts, 2:32 to go. And Will Levis, who's warmed up in this second half. Let's see if they can pull some magic out here. Barry and Brown in motion. They throw it out to him. He's been the big receiver all day, and he got to the edge a little bit at least to get to the 29 and out of bounds.
I tell you, when you look fast against Georgia, you're fast, right?
Yeah.
I mean, when you stand out and go, that guy could just, he accelerated right there. When that stands out against Georgia's speed in the backfield, that means something.
Levis over the middle, low, but caught again. And that's Jaton McClain. Looks like a first down. It is.
It was, but it was decent coverage that time by Munda, number 2 for Georgia. Forced him inside, but made sure he didn't get away from an easy tackle.
Next snap coming at the 2-minute mark. Georgia brings some extra heat. McClain makes another catch and then gets drilled out of bounds by David Daniel Savannah. So we're under 2 minutes, second down and 9. Kentucky needs 2 scores.
I'll bet George Kirby is not happy having to put his defense back out there again when he could have put this game away 4 times on short yardage, right?
Yep. Georgia has beaten Kentucky 12 straight times. Trying to make it number 13, but they're making it hard on themselves, and so is Kentucky. And Will Levis got it to his tight end, Dingle. And that's going to be short of the first down by about a yard.
Yep, this is good defense again. If you're going to let them complete the ball short of a first down, that's good defense in this situation.
3rd down and 1, little short pass. McClain, and he's dropped for a loss.
That was a curious call right there.
Michael Williams, a true freshman on the outside. Great open field stop.
Yeah, you're trying to catch this Georgia defense, but they've been locking on men the whole time.
Here's the ball game. 4th down. Levis loads and goes over the middle. Incomplete. If there's no flags, Georgia will take over. And there aren't any. And Kentucky has no other way to stop it. Kirby Smart knows that he can take the headset off now.
Yep. Well, it wasn't the pretty finish that Georgia and Kirby wanted, but they got the finish they needed. And they will go undefeated back-to-back years in the SEC.
And another tough outing for Will Levis.
This will make Will Levis a better football player, I'll tell you that right now. Playing with this group, young players fighting the whole game against a superior opponent. A lot of people will turn this tape on and watch Will Levis battle in this football game, not 100%, and be impressed.
Georgia in victory formation as Stetson Bennett will take a knee. Not only just to put a capper on back-to-back regular season running the table that Georgia has done, but with this win, it ties the all-time mark for senior class victories. And if they beat Georgia Tech next week, they will be the winningest senior class Georgia's ever had, and they've had some darn good ones. So they'll probably be about a 35-point favorite next week.
That's right.
Against Georgia Tech.
But they go into the SEC championship for the 5th time, and they've lost the last 3. So, you know, they're really going to point for that football game against LSU. They want that one bad. They want that SEC championship on their way to the playoffs.
They could conceivably play 3 times at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. The opener against Oregon, the SEC championship against LSU, and then a playoff game in the Peach Bowl. Well, they had to work like crazy today. 2 friends meet at midfield. A hard-fought Georgia victory as they go to 11-0 and 8-0 in conference play. Kentucky falls to 6-5 and 3-5 in the SEC. And Kirby Smart said all week that Kentucky's the most physical team that they play on an annual basis in a series that started and has been running for 76 times. 2 quarterbacks get together, and he said we're going to be in for a tough one, and they were.
They were.
And Jenny's with the winning coach.
Coach, it wasn't easy and it wasn't pretty. What's your heart rate at right now?
My heart rate's fine. You know, we got a good team. We got a bunch of good players that play hard. We knew it would be this kind of game against them. We talked all week. You're going to get limited possessions because they're going to eat the clock. And they did a great job of that. And we didn't play great red area offense, and we didn't stop people on defense. We let them control the game a little bit with the tempo. But really proud of the way our guys played.
You actually brought this to our attention, but you made some SEC history here. Only the third team in the last 40 years to win back-to-back undefeated play in your conference, back-to-back seasons. When you hear that, what does it mean to you?
Well, it means something for this program because I have immense respect for this league. And when you play in this league and you play on the road and you win 2 years in a row, it shows what kind of character your team has. It's tough. It's hard on the road. So that was the next step. That was kind of the momentum to play this, and now we got to get ready to go play a big rivalry game.
Thank you so much. We're going to talk to Kenny McIntosh right here. All right, Kenny, you eclipsed the 100-yard mark for the first time in your career. What made you so effective today?
Man, I want to give the praise all up to my offensive linemen, being physical, moving guys out the way. You know, we've been preaching that all week, and they came out here and executed. I want to give them all the praise. I thank God for giving me the ability to come out here and trust the holes that my O-lineman is opening up for me. So I get praise all to God, the Most High, and my O-lineman.
Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
There's a guy that's spent his time behind other guys and just kept working at it, and today has the game of his life to help Georgia to their victory. So there you go. 11-0, still perfect. 8-0 in conference, and Kentucky falls to 6-5 and 3-5. Now it's time for the play of the game, presented by Jersey Mike Subs. I'm not sure what I said, but here it is. To try to make it a one-score game. Sixth-year senior Matt Ruffalo. Bad snap and a bad kick. No good.
The laces were right at the kicker because of the bad snap. He did not have enough time to spin it.
Chance Poore was trying to get the ball off the ground on the snap from Cade DeGraw, and that one never had a chance.
No.
And that was the last chance for Kentucky, and Georgia wins it 16-6. That's going to wrap it up for us. For Gary Danielson, Jenny Dell, Gene Steratore, our entire CBS crew, Brad Nessler saying so long. From Lexington, final score, Georgia 16, Kentucky 6. We'll get you back to Adam Zucker and company for the college postgame show presented by Rocket Mortgage right after these messages. See you next week on Thanksgiving weekend. Have a great Thanksgiving, everybody. We'll see you in Tuscaloosa.